Hey, Ty, what kind of lineup are you going to ice tonight? You think is it more a younger lineup?
Yeah, it'll be a little bit younger. We got their lineup. Sometimes teams will trade and you kind of match it a little bit if you can, but it will be little bit younger. Still be some veterans in the lineup, but not as many as there were last night.
Do you try to do that kind of like matching? Because like last night, okay, you played more of a veteran, but is that more
Yeah,
a little better test or whatnot?
I think the thought process that goes into some of these games for certain players is you like to play them at home. You don't need them traveling around as much on game day. Yet, yet some of them and almost all of them have to at some point in the regular season. But it's good to have them at home where they have their treatments and all that type of stuff right here. And we'd like to see the kids. Kids is a bad term, but the younger players, I guess, play in the road environment a little bit too. So over the next couple days, we'll see that. We'll get to Sunday and we'll take a rest. You can kind of feel some of the guys that have been really going a lot. I think of Finney, I think of Nygaard, I think of Axe. Like they've played a lot of games over the last 2 weeks. So we have to be aware of their gas tanks. Yet we have to manage the ones that haven't. So it's at that crossroads right now where there's some juggling.
When did your decision making to not play John Gibson until tonight, or that this would be the game for him?
Well, we wanted to see Kosa right off the bat for a whole game. So there's game one. We've only played two. So Gibby's going to go play tonight. He's only playing half a game. Talbot played half. Pastova played the other half. Gibby will play a half today. Pastova will play the second half. Now we've seen Pastova and we've worked the two veteran goaltenders into an environment. Obviously, Gibby wants to go play in Pittsburgh, so we honored that. It makes sense. So to game three, that's the complete reasoning. Nothing, no science or anything into it. Just that's where we're at.
How much of an advantage is it how well you know him,
How well I know
Gibson?
Gibby? Well, I don't know Gibby that well. My relationship with him goes back to 2016. He was a young.
You've seen him play.
Yeah, from that perspective. Trent Yanni, that's where the true. I've seen him practice. I know his demeanor. He coached him for 3 years, I think, in Anaheim. So when we sat with Michael Layton when he was hired, I know Talb's fairly well. I know his demeanor. I know I can likely read when he's having a good day or a bad day. Gas tank full, empty, all that type of stuff. Something may be bothering him. I think I can read that a little bit. Well, that's how Trent Yanni is with Gibby. So I think we can each, as coaches, help Michael Layton with the two of them. If we see something, we can bring it up to him and maybe address it.
You talked about the gas tanks for some of those young guys, but is there something about pushing them through that at this time of year to kind of see if they can hold up on what an NHL schedule is like?
Yeah, but they've played in those environments. The American League, they play 3-3 and they're bussing all over the place. They have it pretty tough down there. So if you've played there for a while, you've experienced the grind. The difference here may be the pace, the skill level, the size. Everything's happening a little bit quicker so that you can get worn down. But so far they've handled it real well. But they are human. We've got to be, like I said, we have to be aware of where they're at. Some of those 3 or 4 of the guys that are playing back-to-back today didn't even skate this morning. It makes no sense. So,
as far as your top four in defense, is that still a work in progress as far as who's playing with who? Sherratt, Sider, Johansson, Edvinsson played a lot together last year. Are they interchangeable there, or are you set with?
I think they have to be interchangeable because even if you find something you really like, sometimes it breaks down throughout the year. You've got to be able to mix and match. It'll be once Simon gets up and running. We saw him again out in practice today. The good sign, I think, for all of us is that he was a little bit rusty. That means our group is ahead of him right now, and they should be. He's been injured, but once he gets back and gets up and running, then we'll be able to start to play pairs a little more common, if you will, and try and determine who our 6, 7, 8 defensemen are. There's been a good push from some players underneath the regulars, if you will.
Some of the, a few of the younger guys, I think Danielson, Finney, and Soderblom, did they skate with the first group, or did you just give
No,
them?
they didn't skate at
They didn't
all.
skate. Will
Yeah,
they play
they're going to
tonight?
play. Yeah, if you saw guys other than Shy's dealing with a little bit of an injury, but if you weren't on the ice today, you probably playing tonight.
So Williams, the only guy that's not available.
Williams, the
and
only guy.
Edmondson.
JVR, obviously
Yeah.
not here. We're not going to play Simon. He's just coming back. So those three players are not available, and the rest are available to play.
Still no update on JVR.
No, not for me.
Well, speaking of injuries, do you pay much attention to major injuries within your own division with the news from the Panthers today?
Oh, I think everybody's aware of it. Nobody's happy about it. Like, we want the best players to play. He's such a, you're talking about Barkov, I'm sure. He's such a good player. He's so good for our game. And, I'd like our team to be challenged by him. But we're aware of the injuries, and, we wish him well. Hopefully he gets back.
And a young player like Albert Johansson, last season when you came in, you said that he very, very much impressed you. What exactly are you expecting him from this season? Is it kind of more of the same, or are you expecting a considerable next step in his career?
I think his start to the season, his first 10, 11, 12 games will be important for him to reestablish his own basement and ceiling, like what's acceptable and unacceptable for him. I don't think he got that done, at least I believe he didn't, at training camp last year and into the season. So let's do that right off the bat. Let's establish your game, and then we'll build it throughout the year. And I think he's done a good job throughout camp doing that.